am Father Emmanuel Martins Eddy. I am originally from Nigeria, the southern part of Nigeria, and my home diocese is called Ogoja. Ogoja Diocese is where I come from, and presently now I'm the associate pastor at St. Anne's Catholic Church, Lexington.
How long have you been ordained a priest, Father?
Yeah, this is my 15th year in the priesthood. I was ordained on the 24th of July, 2010. So 24th of July this year, I clocked 15 years in the priesthood.
Tell us a little bit about your home diocese and in particular the vocations of the priesthood.
The area where I come from, the southern part of Nigeria, is predominantly Christian, and the Catholic Church occupies a greater part of the population in terms of church and Christianity wise. And we were originally evangelized by the Irish missionaries, the Kiltegan Fathers, now known as the St. Patrick's Fathers. They were the ones who evangelized my part of the diocese or part of Nigeria where I come from. And they started out as very few priests, got a few priests from indigenous priests who joined them, because at the time, the religion was not, when they came in and started their evangelization work, they were not really accepted because we had our own traditional religion that we practiced at the time. So it took much of, perseverance, and I must say that the missionaries also went through a period of persecution at the time, because the local people felt they were coming to infiltrate what they were already used to and practicing, and then, so that's how it went. But later on, they were able to get a few people who identified with them, and then we started getting indigenous priests. And my diocese at today we've celebrated centenary, so it's like over 100 years since, we came into existence as a diocese. I think the first Holy Mass was celebrated in my diocese in 1921. So that's when we had the first Mass celebrated. And from that time on, it's been, one level of growth to the other. Presently now, as I speak, the clergy, strength is over 280 priests, and then we have over 160 seminarians studying in various major seminaries in Nigeria. And one thing about, very remarkable about my diocese and the spread of the faith in my diocese is that presently now we have priests from my diocese who are on mission in Ireland, the very land, the very diocese where the St. Patrick's Fathers came many years ago to evangelize my diocese. So today is like the evangelized is now going to evangelize the evangelizer. So that's something very remarkable about my home diocese and the church back home in Nigeria.
Tell us a little bit about your own personal story of your journey to the priesthood and those that influenced your decision.
Yeah, my story is a very unique one. A few persons have asked me whether I had any particular remarkable experience about vocation, whether I had a dream, and I said no, I never dreamt of or had any dream or any extraordinary experience. Okay, my vocation story actually started this way. When I was in what you call here as middle school, I actually had no idea or no intention of being a priest. I wanted to actually be a lawyer. I wanted to go into college and study law. But when I got into the high school, that was when the idea of vocation to the priesthood started. And this is how it all came, that I moved away from my immediate home, and then I went to stay with my older brother who was out in the city. And then there I came in contact with a priest, because where I come from is an outstation. So, but when I moved over from home, I was living very close to a parish church. So that gave me an opportunity to get in touch with the church, not that I wasn't going for, even in my station I was already an altar server, but at this time I could have active participation in the church, go for morning masses, sometime before going to school, and then My then parish priest was really very fond of me because of when he saw my level of dedication, he would always take me for outstation masses. So that's how I started falling in love with, the vocation. I saw him as, as an inspiration. I saw how he was being regarded in the community, and I started saying, I think this is what I would like to do. And from then on, I started working towards it. And one very remarkable thing that happened within this period was, when I was to write my final exam in high school, I was making a devotion, I was making a novena prayer, asking God that if really he wanted me, as young as I was, and if really he wanted me to get into the priesthood, that I wanted him to help me pass my exams, because there was a certain requirement or qualification or grade that I needed to get in my high school to be admitted into the seminary. So, as God will have it, we sat for that exam, 65 of us in my class, and I came out best in my set. So, and I just saw that as an answer to the prayer I made, that actually God wanted me to go into the seminary, and that was how the journey started. And the next year after high school, I got admitted into the seminary, and the journey continued. I was far back as 2001, and that journey continued up to 2010 when I was eventually ordained a priest. Well, I would say yes. There's much of a difference between parish life and back home in my country, Nigeria, and the U.S. Even though the Catholic Church is one, it's the same Mass, the same liturgy that we all celebrate, but the different form of celebration is different. Our church back home in Nigeria is more of what will I say now? It's more, we get really more engaged in the liturgy than what we have here, Like I try to share with a few of my parishioners, an average Mass in my country takes 2 hours, because we do a lot of singing, a lot of drumming, Our liturgy is really very extensive and expansive, and so that takes a whole lot of time. And then we have a large population, so sometimes, distribution of Holy Communion in some churches can take as long as 20-30 minutes. And then the offertory collection is another thing that takes time. All the parts of the Mass are sung, beginning with the entrance, which, is always very elaborate. Sometimes even the presentation of the book of the Gospel before the reading of the Gospel is oftentimes dramatized in song and dancing and all of that, and that takes a whole lot of time. So I can say here that there's really much difference with the celebration over there and here. But the main thing, which is the liturgy of the church, the Mass, is the same. It just, we apply a bit of, we say, a bit of inculturation, a bit of some of the things we do and that are peculiar to our local culture are also incorporated into the liturgy, and that also adds life and in keeping with the teaching of Vatican II, makes the people feel really part of the liturgy and to follow everything that is going on.
When you're not busy serving at the parish, what do you enjoy doing during your spare time?
Yeah, at my free time, when I started as a priest, many years back, I enjoyed this ministry of caring for the sick. So at most of my free time, I visit the hospitals and then visit other people in care homes and all of that, besides, my own personal things that I do, maybe doing my own personal reflections, reading and, listening to good quality music.
How can we and other parishioners continue to support you?
Well, this is I'm exactly 1 year and 2 weeks in the diocese because, or I should say 1 year and 1 month, because I came into the diocese in November of 2024. So it's been a wonderful experience so far. A lot of acceptance, a lot of support from the parishioners where I worked. So what am I to ask at this point? That I'll keep soliciting for the same understanding, the same support, prayers, and the church where I come from is still considered a mission territory. So if I am asked to ask for any support beside prayers and the one I'm already getting, then that will be like, okay, what can the church here or what can my parishioners do to support my local church back home in Nigeria to help them also keep up to their responsibilities over there, since we are still being considered a mission territory.